voice amazing.
Oh, hi everyone. We love you so much.
You guys are the best.
It's TSF.
Was it real though?
100 not.
Oh my god.
And you're listening to the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast, baby.
Hello and welcome to WrestleMania week here on the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast, a show that is for the fans, by the fans. I'm your phenomenal host, Mr. Podcasting Chris Belcher. The young buck, Mr. Andy York, is with me. And Andy, we are a mere 72-ish hours. No, 48.
Yeah, we're 48.
We're less than 72. We're between 48 and 72 hours from WrestleMania kicking off. This is Thursday of WrestleMania week.
Yep.
Man, best week of the year.
It is the best week of the year. It's the best. Well, it's not always the best show of the year, but it's the show with the most grandeur in it, and so I'm looking forward to it, especially this year. Triple H's first WrestleMania in charge. He didn't let us down with SummerSlam. Didn't let us down with the Rumble. Didn't let us down with War Games. So there's a lot of expectations going into this one. So I'm hoping they at least meet the expectations.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure. We're going to go through this match by match. Thanks to Pro Wrestling Scorecards for their great scorecard, getting it to all of their listeners and all of their fans early enough. I know I talked to those guys personally, and they're headed to WrestleMania as well. So they wanted to get this done before that, give everybody plenty enough time. So we've got it. We're going to preview what we think is going to be night one. Not necessarily. Full disclosure, we're just splitting the card because WWE hasn't announced anything, so we don't know for sure yet.
Right.
Which is annoying for me because I'm going to be there. But
it's also annoying because it's like, WrestleMania is less than 72 hours, and we don't know we don't know what's happening when. We know some stuff, but we don't know.
You don't
everything.
like it better that way, though?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't, because if you're going back to the days of selling pay-per-view, you want to know what's on what night.
That's true.
So you want to let us know. But
that's a good point.
I think they said they're going to announce it probably tomorrow.
I would say they'll announce it on SmackDown.
Probably.
So we're obviously recording before SmackDown because when SmackDown happens, I'll be in LA.
Yep.
We also may or may not be on live with our partners at SportsWire Radio. We're working out the details on that. So keep abreast to our social media and theirs as well.
Yep.
So that you can check us out. Hope you've enjoyed our WrestleMania week content. We counted out our top 10 favorite moments. We did a watch along of Cody and Seth from last year. We also dropped the draft special for season 2 of PBWF. It's on a separate feed, so go check it out. But every day this week, brand new content from us, and that doesn't stop on Thursday, doesn't stop on Friday. We'll figure out Saturday and Sunday. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. Not sure yet. We'll get the reviews and the reactions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if this is your first time joining us, thank you for doing that. Make sure you subscribe wherever you find your podcast. Make sure you give us a 5-star review. We are available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Also on the BodySlam.net YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you support all of the boys over at SportsWire Radio as well. And, of course, WrestleBuddy, a fantastic one-stop shop for all kinds of wrestling news and editorial content and all that kind of stuff. All right, Andy, let's get to it. As I said, we're basically splitting up the card because we don't know what WWE has announced, or at least what's confirmed for each night.
Right.
We know a couple of things that are confirmed for each night. Not very many, though.
Right. And I think it was smart. I love that they announced what's kicking off the show. And also, if you've noticed, because if you listen to Raw or SmackDown, every time they mention it, they're like, leave early. Make sure you leave early, because if you don't leave early in LA, you're not going to make it. So leave early, which I find very funny that they're having to tell their audience, please be on time for this.
Yeah, for sure. And don't worry, for those of you out there who are listening and watching, I am going to leave early.
We left early last year.
My hotel is very close to the stadium. I purposefully got a hotel that is the closest to the stadium as I humanly possibly could get.
Is it walkable?
It depends on what you define as walkable.
Less than 20 miles?
Yes.
Is it?
It is about a 40-minute walk.
Okay.
So, again, depending on what you feel is walkable. I can do 40 minutes. I have no problem doing 40 minutes.
I could do 40 minutes going to the show.
Coming back?
coming back night 1, I'd be fine. Coming back night 2,
Don't be a little questionable.
It would be a little bit of a harder walk.
I'll figure all that out. But regardless, I literally got the closest hotel to the stadium possible. So I will not. It's a 10-minute ride, 40-minute walk.
Yeah.
So I'll be there on time. Have no fear, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get to it, man. Pro Wrestling Scorecards, shout out to them at PW Scorecards on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon. Go support them if you feel so inclined. They have a Pro Wrestling Tees store as well, so go check them out. They are great partners. They do some great stuff. We appreciate them very much, and that is our catalyst, so to speak, for going through this WrestleMania card. So we're going to go through it. We've picked out matches that we're going to cover. What we think is going to be night 1, we'll just call this part 1, not necessarily night 1. We'll just call it part 1.
Yeah.
But we're going to go in the order that's on their scorecard. It looks like we have 2 pages here. The first page is the matches, and the second page are the championship matches. 1, 2, 3. We have 6 championship matches over 2 nights.
I think the only titles not being defended are the women's tag.
That's true. So then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to have the U.S. and IC title on the card.
It is. It is very nice. We will get to that U.S. for sure in just a minute, as you alluded to. What's kicking off the show?
Yeah.
All right, let's go part 1. Let's kick it off, man. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble. This is where this will set up, and I had some reservations when we saw this happening, and we sort of assumed this is where they were going at WrestleMania,
Right.
Because if you read the dirt sheets and everything online, everything for WrestleMania was supposedly finalized before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So everything was full steam ahead. You'll make the assumption that Rollins and Logan Paul. What did you think, when this started happening at the Rumble?
The first thing I thought of was, well, this match is going to be fun. Like, the match is going to be good. But I'm nervous about Seth getting losses. I think it's obviously he's had a lot of losses the last year or two. I mean, he put Cody over 3 times, lost to Roman, lost to Riddle. He's done a lot of good putting people over. But
Lost to Theory.
It's arguable that Seth might be the most over face on the roster. Up there with Cody and Sami.
Very arguable. I agree.
I've
said that, man, honestly, I've said that since we went. When did we go to Raw? Was that in January?
January 2nd.
I have said that's right. I've said that since that Raw.
Yeah.
That, everybody's saying Cody, Sami, blah, blah, whatever. I'm like, don't discount Seth Rollins. He is up there.
I think with Seth has been the longest, because Seth has been like that since, at SummerSlam with Riddle. The crowd was loud for him when he came out and did his thing, but kind of going from there, it's kind of been building and building and building. So I feel like if you have him lose to someone like Logan, it could do a lot of damage. But if you're going to set up Logan to be something in WWE,
right,
go out there and beat Seth.
Well, and Logan has said this is the last match on his contract.
Yeah,
he signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
this is it. I assume they're going to re-sign him.
They would be stupid not to.
I just think he'll probably take a break.
Probably come back around SummerSlam.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or pull him out for Money in the Bank, which is going to be in London.
Oh, he'll be booed so loud there.
I know.
That would be so
That's
good.
why you bring him back there.
I mean, or WrestleMania Backlash and do something with him and Bad Bunny. We already know Bad Bunny's going to be the host.
That's right. Yep, that's true. Puerto Rico. Oh, I forgot we got all these international shows before.
We do.
Every one of them is international before SummerSlam, y'all.
Which is great. I love it.
Fantastic. So you've got Puerto Rico, you've got Saudi, you've got London, then you've got
Detroit.
Yeah, SummerSlam Detroit. That's right. So Logan Paul is coming back. All that to say, he might not, traditionally with wrestlers, you lose on the way out. He might not lose on the way out because he's probably coming back.
Right. Now, they could do where he does lose to make it seem like he's not coming back. And then we run this back again at SummerSlam.
That's true.
Or
you get Seth and Cody at SummerSlam.
What's the Saudi show?
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring. He might be in the King of the Ring.
He might win the King of the Ring.
Oh, that's either LA Knight or Chad Gables. I think early prediction. I know we're not talking about early prediction. LA Knight wins Money in the Bank. Chad Gable wins King of the Ring.
Remember, though, it's a Saudi show.
Yeah.
So you gotta please the prince.
You got to please the prince, but you can just say he's Kurt Angle and he'll believe it because he doesn't know who Kurt Angle. He doesn't really know who Kurt Angle is.
Or you could just bring back Kurt Angle and let him win it.
Or just have him manage Chad Gable.
Or you can do that. There you go.
Like
that would work.
That works better.
So this Seth Rollins and Logan Paul storyline, we had a little bit of reservations when it happened at Rumble, but I think it's done pretty well. Like for the most part, like I think the build's been fine.
They've used social media well to build to build this feud. Especially like Seth Rollins has done. Seth Rollins sold a lot of matches by himself. It feels like the last couple of months.
Sure.
And he did this once again with this, but you've got one of the most over guys in the company versus one of the easiest guys in the world to hate.
True.
And Logan Paul.
Yep.
So it makes total sense why this has worked as well as it has.
Yeah, for sure. And then two of the most, you talked about just a minute ago how fun the match is going to be.
Yeah.
You saw the spot that Logan Paul did in the Rumble. We saw what he could do with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins is probably the best in-ring competitor in the world right now.
Yeah.
So you put these two together, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I'm expecting Logan to do something stupid.
Right.
I'm expecting Seth to do something stupid as well.
If he could just hit a Phoenix Splash.
That's what I'm hoping is he hits a Phoenix Splash for once.
For one time in his life. Or Logan Paul tries a Phoenix Splash. I bet he does.
That would be great.
I bet he tries it.
That would be great. He at least is going to do like a shooting star press or something.
Of course he will. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's throw in pro wrestling scorecards here. Let's score this match. What do we think? It's time to make a prediction. So, okay, let's remind everybody, 5 points for winners, 3 points for extras. Extras is anything we say is not the winner of the match. So there you go. Yes, some of that is hard to read. I apologize. My printer's running low.
You're good. No, you're
Here
good.
we go. All right, the winner of the match. Time to make the call. What do we think?
Going into it, I thought this was Logan Paul all the way.
Yeah, me too.
But Logan eliminated him at the Rumble. Logan costed him at the Elimination Chamber. Yep. Seth has to get something back at some point. So I'm going to go with Seth.
It's about time to get Seth's back on track, so to speak.
Plus, he hasn't won at WrestleMania since 35. We won the title. Because 36, he lost to KO.
37, he lost to Cesaro. And
37,
he lost to Cody.
Yep. So he needs the WrestleMania.
I'm going to go Rollins as well. All right, fall type. That's going to be a pin.
Yep.
Match over 10 minutes. Yes.
Yep.
It's a travesty if it's not. Logan Paul aerial moves plus or minus 1.
Are we counting? So the buckshot, is that considered an aerial move because it's a springboard?
No.
Sort of.
No, because he doesn't get on the ropes when he
Gotcha.
does it. He just flips
Gotcha.
over the ropes.
But we're counting springboards. We're counting
Springboards is an aerial. Anything off the ropes.
middle rope too.
Middle rope too. So like if he does, like Rollins used to do the shooting star press in the ring.
Yeah.
That would not be an aerial
Right.
move because not off the rope.
But a Phoenix Splash from the middle rope.
Phoenix Splash from the middle rope is an aerial move. Yes. Here we go. Pro Wrestling Scorecards definition. Any offensive move attempted from an elevated location and landing in a lower location will be counted. Does not need to connect.
Oh, wow. That kind of changes things a little bit. I'm going to say 5.
Logan Paul aerial moves 5. That's a good number, actually. That's a real good number.
You can say 5.
Just so I get a little bit of wiggle room, I'm going to say...
Because it's plus minus 1.
I'm going to say 7. Just so I get a little...
If we hit 6, we
wiggle
both get it.
Exactly. There you go. I think that might be the sweet spot. All right, curb stomps. The number is 1.5. Over or under?
Over.
Yeah.
I think he'll hit one, and then he'll get the crowd singing.
And
Hit a
get
second one.
Get another one. Yep.
Get the win.
All right. Next match on our list, the 6-woman tag match. Becky Lynch, Lita, the women's tag team champions, teaming up with Trish Stratus to take on Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Damage Control.
Yep.
Very glad we're getting this match, selfishly, because I'm going to be in the crowd. And I've never seen Trish and Lita wrestle. So pretty excited about that. Very cool. People, we talked about this with Grillo a couple weeks ago. People often get upset when WWE uses legends at WrestleMania, but you pair them with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Like, this is a cool spot for Becky to be in.
Well, it's a cool spot for Becky and Damage Control. I mean, it's kind of like the Kevin Owens spot last year of wrestling Stone Cold.
Sure.
Who's not literally the two ladies that all four women that are going to be in the ring with him looked up to.
Yep.
And my wife even said this. If you haven't listened to the podcast before, she started watching wrestling when we got married, which was 2 years ago. So she knows nothing about wrestling. When Lita came back and Becky and Lita were together, the first thing she said was, Becky's like a younger version of Lita. I was like, thank you. Like that, It fits. It works very, very well. So I'm very excited for this. I know Lita is not as good as she once was.
Yep. She's actually regressed. Like, I feel like since her match with
Becky at Saudi. Yeah. I'm scared for whoever takes the moonsault. I'm very scared for whoever takes the moonsault.
But every time she's done that, even in the tag match, like, she nailed it.
Yeah. It's not a pretty moonsault. Her moonsault has never been
never.
It's
you always think she's going to land on her head.
Yeah, because she doesn't go up. She just goes back.
Backwards.
And I'm like, oh, this is not
every
good.
time.
It's not. She learned it from Jeff.
She did.
But
You're right.
It's a great opportunity for all six ladies, for the two legends to show them, to remind everybody why they are legends, but then the other four ladies to be in the ring with legends.
Yep.
And especially with how this is going to plays out, everybody's going to look really, really good in this, which is very, very important, because I think most of the time the reason why people complain about legend spots is because whoever's in the ring with them doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes they get buried or whatever the case is. But again, you look back at Stone Cold last year, like Stone Cold, Kevin Owens didn't lose anything by losing to Stone Cold.
Right.
In fact, he kind of looked even cooler, like even in defeat to Stone Cold. So I kind of figured the same thing. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen the 24 documentary on WrestleMania 38,
please go watch it.
It's amazing. I haven't finished all of it. I've seen some of the stuff. My favorite thing in the whole documentary is Seth Rollins' reactions to Stone Cold taking the bump on the concrete.
I know.
He calls him an animal and just laughs.
So good.
Everybody's reaction backstage is like, I can't believe that was the bump he took.
Yep.
Was on the concrete.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't.
Yep.
But he did, and it's amazing.
Yeah, that was very cool. Yeah, go back and check out that documentary for sure. I've watched it all. It's fantastic. Are you, before we get to predictions here?
Yeah.
No. Well, let's just get to predictions.
Okay.
I had a thought, but I think it'll come when we do our predictions.
Probably.
Let's pick it here. 6-woman tag.
6-woman tag.
Who wins this one?
You know,
I know. It can go either way.
It can go either way. But I'm picking Damage Control to win. Because there's been a lot of reports about Trish turning heel. And then we're at SummerSlam, basically, we're getting Trish versus Becky.
Yeah.
I think it's time, because I think Bayley needs a character change. I think Trish can turn and cost them. Bayley and Damage Control are happy. Io and Dakota turn on Bayley, join with Trish, and that's the new Damage Control, or whatever they want to call it, going forward.
Yeah.
Bayley can go back to being a face.
But I don't think turning Trish is going to work. Turning a legend is just really, really hard.
It depends on who you do it to.
I don't think you can do it with Trish, because they tried to turn Trish heel once,
and
it worked for a bit, but ultimately, like, Trish is just too good, and people just love to look up to Trish.
Yeah,
and
my thing is, though, I think you could turn her on Becky. Like, I think if you have her turn heel on Becky, that will work.
Maybe.
And then she's not going to be on TV every week, so like you don't have to worry about building that up. She can cost Becky and Lita the tag titles at some point.
Yeah.
She can duck Becky for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think it's going to be difficult to do it, but I think if there's anybody on the roster that you could turn her heel against, it would be Becky.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Unless Becky turns on them and joins Damage Control, which would make zero sense for the story they've been telling.
0 sense. Yeah.
But I do think Damage Control does get the win because they need a win to make them feel, even if Trish doesn't turn heel, they need a win to make them feel important.
I agree with that. Okay, I'm gonna side with you. I'm gonna go Damage Control as well. All right. And it is, the fall type is pin. Who makes the fall? This is interesting. I'm going to say that Bailey pins Lita.
Man, that's a big rub for Bailey. And that makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't it? Because if you're running with Trish, you don't want her to get beat. And you're going to protect Becky.
Yeah.
Becky's not eating the pin in this match. Ain't no way. So who's eating the pin?
Yeah. But if you are running with Trish as a heel, Bailey getting the pin doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah, but you rub Becky or you rub Bailey at the same time.
Yeah.
But
I
think if you're turning Trish, I think Trish could take the pin in this match.
Yeah.
I think that could be possible.
You know, I'm going to go EO. Gets the pin on Trish.
EO over Trish. All right.
Moonsault versus Moonsault. No, I'm sorry. Over Lita.
Okay.
I said Trish, but in my head I said the picture was Lita. But yeah, Lita.
Most near falls in the match got to be the heels.
Yeah.
Going Damage Control on that one. Moonsaults. 2.5 over under.
Well, you know Lita's going to go for one.
Neo's going to go for one. So there's 2 right there. The question is, do we get a third? Yeah, I'm going to say we do. I'm going over.
I'm going under. I don't see it. I don't see 3.
I'm going to go over. But I only go over by like 1. If I'm making a prediction, I'm saying we're getting no more than 3.
Yeah.
That's what I think. All right. We're going to skip down. Next match that we're going to cover is the Hell in a Cell match. The return of the original Hell in a Cell. And
which
also the return. Yes. Visually, I'm very excited to see the original. I don't know how that red would be.
Yeah.
Also the return of the Demon.
Yes.
Finn Balor against Edge.
Yep.
Lots of rumors surrounding Edge's entrance, which don't get me started on. I'm going to get mad at stupid dirt sheet reporters.
Well, there's 2 names floating
talking about. I know, but the one I'm going to get mad about, and not because. Okay, let me just clear it up. Okay, here we go. Calling all dirt sheet writers, specifically Pro Wrestling Insider, who is credited with this report, saying that WWE is flying in Gangrel for this entrance.
Yeah.
That is incorrect, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Gangrel is booked for Coastal Championship Wrestling's live show tonight in LA. He's been advertised for a long time.
He's also at WrestleCon.
He's also at WrestleCon.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, WWE is not flying him in for this.
Yeah.
Now, could WWE be taking advantage of him already being there? Sure they can.
Yeah.
No problem with that. But the report of them flying him in is absolutely false.
Unless that's probably the narrative WWE is pushing.
Well, that's possible too.
If they are bringing him in for the one-off.
Right. But yeah. But why would you do that? Like if you're trying to hide it and you're trying to make it a surprise, why would you say you're bringing?
I don't think Gangrel's going to be the surprise.
Well, no, Christian's going to be the surprise.
Christian will be the surprise
if it happens.
Which I could see it happening.
Dude, if it happens, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind.
I think we see 2 AEW stars at WrestleMania weekend.
Who's your other one?
Dustin.
Oh, yeah.
I think we see Dustin.
For sure.
I think we see Dustin. Man, if Dustin even gets involved, that would be...
I don't think Dustin gets involved.
I think he gets in the ring. I think he'll get in the ring off air.
Yeah.
If Cody wins.
I agree with that for sure. But, man, if Christian shows up, man, I'm going to lose my mind.
It'd be great.
I'm going to be over the moon.
He won't get involved.
Maybe he does and he costs Edge.
If he's still under contract with AEW, there's no way that's happening. Unless Edge is jumping ship.
Edge ain't jumping ship.
Exactly. I don't think anything like that is going to happen. But
Edge and Finn Balor, man, the story that seems to never end, but it's finally going to end in Hell in a Cell. This 1 year story of Edge and the Judgment Day, literally from WrestleMania 38 to WrestleMania 39, finally coming to an end.
Finally coming into an end. I'm going to say this. If Edge's career ends this year, which he has talked about more than likely it will, in Toronto, which they're going to be in Toronto in August, before or after SummerSlam? After. We have wasted like the last year of Edge.
See, I don't think we've wasted the last year.
I think we've waited. If we're going to tell a year-long story, it's been very poorly told at times.
Here's what would have been the waste. If you listen to Edge on After the Bell, he very much peels back the layers of this whole Judgment Day storyline and how it all was supposed to work and blah, blah, blah. And Creative came to him and asked for guys for a group. Today, we're going to have a group with you. Who do you want? And he picked Priest, Balor, Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he wanted. And then the narrative was to turn Edge heel and push Edge's heel. And he said it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to pivot. So I think the failure for Edge would have been because he said, at the original point of the story, right now we would be getting to them turning on me.
Yeah.
That would be the waste.
That would probably be the
waste.
waste.
If we went the whole year with Judgment Day, then they turned on him now, and his contract ends in August.
Yeah.
Because then you would have had to build Edge and Balor from now to August.
Right.
That would have been a waste.
That would have been, but if he's only got like a year left, we need to be pushing some other stuff through than just him and Finn for the last year.
So what's left?
I mean, you've still got Cody at some point, I would say.
Probably, yeah. Okay. But that can just be a one.
That can just be a one. I mean, Cena, again.
Can just be a one. Don't need a story for that.
I'm trying to think of the roster that is there.
Dude, could you imagine? I know we're about to get to this Cena match here in just a minute. Could you imagine if Cena wins and Edge answers the open challenge on Raw?
That would be.
Oh my gosh!
I don't think they're gonna wait. I don't think they would. On Raw.
They would not waste it for Raw. But it's the Mania after Raw, maybe.
I think that's safe for another.
Yeah, you got to say that for Saudi.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Brock, because we haven't seen Edge and Brock. I don't think we're gonna see that though.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm trying to think of I'm running down the roster in my head right now.
I just don't think there's anything left. As sad as that is to say, he's gotten Roman.
Yeah.
He's gotten AJ.
Johnny.
You could do
Ciampa.
Johnny. Now Ciampa, there's the one. That if Ciampa comes back, you can run Ciampa. But I'm still holding on to hope that FTR, I know we're not talking AEW, but this AEW career versus titles is coming up next month.
Next week.
Is it next week?
It's on with Dynamite next week.
That's right. Because they did it specifically after WrestleMania because they're smart.
Yep.
You can bring them in, you can bring Christian in, and there's the retirement match. I'm trying to put it in perspective of what's the retirement match and then build backwards.
Yeah.
So if the retirement match is FTR, okay, that's fine. If the retirement match is Cena, which I think is very possible, then there's one of them that you just mentioned.
Right.
All I'm saying is I don't know that there's much left for Edge to do. I mean, I would like to see him get in there with Shinsuke, wherever Shinsuke is. I'd like to.
That's true.
I'd like to see him get in there with Drew.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get in there. Man, he could.
Gunther.
He could tell some cool stories with Karrion Kross.
Yep.
You know,
that's the one I was waiting for is Edge and Bray.
Which who knows if that's going to happen?
Right, but like you could bring in the Brood stuff that we're seeing now with Finn.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that with Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me, those two could work together really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And if we didn't waste a year on Finn, which I'm not saying waste a year on Finn because I love Finn. Like if you listen to the PBWF at all, Finn's one of my guys. I love Finn Balor.
Yep.
Plus I'm a Bullet Club guy, so obviously I love Finn Balor. But like Finn, we could have wrapped this story up with the I Quit match.
No.
Or man, the I Quit match was like
but
4 months ago.
But you had to do the Beth thing.
Okay, this should have wrapped up at the Rumble.
Now that I agree with.
This should have been over and done with at the Rumble. And then we could be heading into WrestleMania this year with
Edge and who?
Edge and Bray or Edge and Bobby. Because we haven't seen that. Hurt Business versus Edge, but that's just another faction versus Edge.
As much as I'm digging what they're doing in the tag division, I would have liked to have seen Edge and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Edge and Kevin Owens would be because we haven't seen that.
Because that steel cage headlined a live event. Was it Madison Square Garden?
I think so.
And apparently blew the roof off the place. So.
Yeah, man, because it's Kevin Owens and Edge. Like they're two of the best.
So Edge and Finn Balor, we're wrapping it up finally, but we're getting the demon out of it. We might be getting the Brood out of it.
Yeah, I'll say this: it's been too long of a journey, but if it's ending inside Hell in a Cell with these two, and we're bringing back the demon,
the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow,
it's fine. Like it has worked out. I just hope Edge has a good WrestleMania match.
Listen, I think he's gonna be fine. I really do. This match is going to last. I don't know if time limit is. Oh, it is. Okay, good. I'll save that prediction for just a minute because this one's going to go.
It's going to go, which seems to be Edge's downfall at WrestleMania sometimes. But the fact that it's inside Hell in a Cell will mask a lot of that because they'll be able to do a lot more.
Right.
Because him and AJ last year.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not as worried about that as much. Hang on, I'm trying to.
Because him and Roman and Daniel were good at 37.
Right.
38 with AJ was our expectations that were too high. They didn't meet it in a lot of ways.
Right.
So I don't know what to expect with this one.
I don't really know what to expect either. Honestly, all I know is it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to cheat here. Hang on, y'all. I think it's going to be great. I really do. Like, again, you put Edge and you put Balor in there together, they're going to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The I Quit match we worried about, and they went for a long time, but it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it ended up being one of the best matches that Edge did his whole run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think this one's still going to go great. I think we'll talk about. I mean, we can go ahead and give predictions if you want.
Yep, let's do it.
Because I think Finn goes over.
I think he does too.
Demon has to go over because they need to build that character back up if they're going to bring it back out.
But if you're continuing to push Edge, well, Edge can need a loss.
Edge is fine.
Okay, fall type is a pin. We're gonna have to deviate from pin at some point. Match time.
Gosh,
I know.
Him and AJ went like what? 25?
20-something. I'll give you context. Edge and Rollins Hell in a Cell went 27. Now, match time is bell to bell, not entrances.
I'm saying 40 for doing bell to bell.
No kidding.
Because Finn's going to take a minute, and if
Edge
he comes out as Brood, he's going to take a minute.
Yep.
I'm going to say 28 minutes.
I'm going to go a little bit higher, and I'm going to say 32. Wrestler bleeds.
Ooh.
Yes or no? I'm going to say no.
Man, that would be great, though, if they did.
Wouldn't it? It would be
I'm gonna
fantastic.
say yes.
Okay. Of course you
Because
would.
there's stuff that you get put through a table and your backside's bleeding. That's not blading. It's
bleeding.
It's bleeding.
Exactly.
There's stuff that can happen.
Sure. Unique weapon type, speaking of those. I'm going to go with 4. It's plus or minus 1. Think you could get steel steps. Think you could get a table,
Kendo.
a chair, and a kendo. Yep.
I'm going to go like 6.
Okay.
I
Match.
can see them pulling out a ladder.
Oh, that would be good. Match leaves the cell. Yes.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
No.
So then the next one will be moves from the top of the cell, in which you would also say no.
Yeah. We're talking about like outside, or they can use the top.
Moves from the top of the cell.
Yeah.
Let me see.
One of us is going to get a lot of points. One of us does not.
I know. I'm saying that they're not going to have moves on the top of the cell, but I do think it leaves the cell because you can leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Concerto used abso-freaking-lutely.
When Finn kicks out of a concerto, it's going to be great.
No, I think the finish is Edge takes a concerto and then gets coup de grace.
Such an overplayed finish, though.
Yeah.
It feels like every Edge or Christian match that ends in like a no disqualification style, they're going to eat a concerto.
Well, that's the point. All right. Finishers used the spear or coup de grace are the only things that count, so not the 1916. So plus or minus 1, I'm going to go with 3.
I'll go 4. Because I think Edge kicks out of a coup de grace.
Yep.
I think Finn kicks out of like 2 spears.
Yep.
Fourth one finishes it.
All right, let's move on to the match that we know is kicking off WrestleMania, which, by the way, if you're just now tuning in to us, welcome to the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast. We are here for you each and every Tuesday and Friday, wherever you find your podcast. You've got our normal current product show on this feed, and on our other feed, our fantasy booking show, PBWF, the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Federation, where we take current superstars and fantasy book all the storylines. Make sure you go check it out. We released Season 2 Draft Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's right, Tuesday. Sorry, my brain is still on vacation.
We're
mode.
recording on a different day than normal, so it's kind of
Really weird,
throwing us
y'all.
off a little bit.
So weird. But Tuesday, we released Season 2 Draft. If you dig what we do there, Season 1 is available in the archives. 6 months worth of TV and pay-per-views, reactions, so much fun. Season 2 is just getting started. Peek behind the curtain. We're already a couple weeks into getting those recorded and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready to say that I like it more than Season 1 yet. You are. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay. New twists and turns coming if you are a Season 1 fan. So stay tuned for Season 2.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. That's Andy York. My name is Chris Belcher. Follow us on social media at PBW Podcast or on our individual accounts, which are right down below. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you support our partners, Sportswire Radio, WrestleBuddy, and, of course, BodySlam.net. BodySlam.net. We appreciate them. Man, I'm still on vacation mode.
It's all
I swear.
good.
This sunburn that I got from going to the beach is like soaking into my head. And it's like.
Have fun in the LA heat and the LA sun, too.
It's only supposed to. The high while I am there is 65.
Oh, that's nice.
Exactly.
That's very nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Very nice.
The high.
Plus, SoFi is domed, isn't it?
It's domed, but it has it's open air on one end.
Oh, yeah, because it rained on all the TCU
On the
fans.
TCU fans, that's right. Which is a problem because I think that's the end I'm sitting on.
Uh-oh.
Because I would assume the stage is not on the open end.
I would say no.
So, and I'm directly across from the stage. So I'm on the open end. It's not supposed to rain.
Supposed to rain though.
Nope.
Okay.
0% chance. It's rained all week,
Okay.
but 0% chance this weekend.
Good.
So, looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. So, all that to say, follow me at Chris Belcher 24. Going to be posting a lot of stuff from LA. Going to be posting some good stuff. Andy and I are going to do some live hits and stuff. So, check out Sportswire Radio. Make sure you subscribe to our feed.
Our TikTok account, too, because if he has reaction stuff, they will definitely be posted.
I will send Andy
there.
all the stuff because I don't have TikTok, but the show does. So,
plus, we may also have some reaction. We're working on some stuff that I may do some stuff locally.
We're working on it.
We're working on some
There's
stuff.
going to be a lot of all that to say. Make sure you're following us. WrestleMania is the best time to keep up with us.
Yep.
Because that's where the most content is. So here we go. Austin Theory and John Cena United States Championship kicking off night one. It has been announced. I think, there was a lot of speculations of who Cena was going to wrestle, who Theory was going to wrestle, where this Theory thing's going. I think this is a perfect opponent for both of them. I like it a lot.
I know he has said that he doesn't see it, but I think that's just all storyline. This is like Theory's Cena breakout moment.
Yes, it
in
is.
a lot of ways of facing someone like John Cena who can verbally assault anybody on the mic like he did. And Theory ate the first promo and like got not buried, but he got punched in the face a lot with that promo. He's bounced back really well.
Yes, he has.
He cut a promo on Raw in an empty stadium, which was really good.
And you've been pretty vocal on this podcast about saying that you didn't think he was going to be able to come back from it.
No, I didn't, and I think he's done a really good job of cutting promos and building this feud. Here's the thing: this match has been building itself for a long time. It
has. Yep.
Not to the same level, but it's a lot like Rock and Roman.
Yep.
Where the story has been there for a long, long time. We thought we were getting this at WrestleMania last year. Mm-hmm. We thought we were getting it at SummerSlam. I'm 0 for 2 trying to see this match. It's fine. It's my new Brock and Bobby. But we're finally getting it this year. And I think it's a great way to kick off the show for one or two reasons. One, either Cena's getting the win and it's a good feel-good moment to kick off WrestleMania, or two, Cena's got a movie he's got to do, so he's got to get this done and get back on set really quickly, which I feel like that might be more the case.
That's where I'm at, too. I'm like, I think Cena's got to get out.
But I think he'll also, it's Hollywood, so I think he'll also be there for Raw on Monday.
That's true.
So even if he does have somewhere to be, I don't think it's a lock that Theory wins.
I got you. Well, let's predict it.
I don't think Theory wins. I think Cena does get the win.
Okay, I'm going to go with a disappointing crowd to kick off WrestleMania. I think Theory retains.
Okay.
I think he does so by pin.
I think Cena wins by submission.
Okay.
Horrible STF.
Yeah, that's true. Match over 15 minutes.
No. It's kicking off the show.
That's what I'm saying.
It's what's weird about
I'm
this
going to say over 15 minutes, but just barely.
It's what I'm going to say. This one could go anywhere from like 13 to 18 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like sweet spot is probably like 17 for this match.
I'll go over.
Okay. Aerial moves plus or minus 1. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Aerial moves?
Theory doesn't hit a lot.
No, Cena's got the leg drop.
But he doesn't really hit that anymore.
He'll do it for Mania.
Will he pull out the springboard stunner?
No, because it's too much like Cody.
It's true.
I'm going to say 2. I really don't.
That's a really good answer.
Isn't it?
I'm going to go 2 as well because I don't see either one of them hitting anything else.
No. First to 3 near falls.
Man, Cena kicks out of a lot.
I know. That's why I got to go Theory.
Yeah, probably.
Theory.
I could see Theory kicking out of a couple AAs.
Oh, he will.
But
because he's going to win. So
he's not going to win.
I will
listen. You want to build intrigue?
I know.
Like halfway through night one, just announce or night 2 announced the Raw after WrestleMania. John Cena's
Open challenge.
U.S. Open Challenge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, it could be,
Jay White.
Edge. Or it could be Jay White, Kota Ibushi. It could be like there's a lot of names out there.
Listen, again, just like we were talking about earlier with Gangrel, everybody's going to be in LA, so it's very possible that it could just be, I don't know, anybody.
It literally could be anybody.
Anybody. For sure. It could be Sting for all we know. It's not going to be Sting.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? That would confirm that AEW and WWE have a working relationship right now.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely would.
Could you imagine if like John Moxley's music just hit?
I know.
There's no way.
No
way.
But could you imagine?
But boy, that pop would be loud.
Especially
if it came out the Wild thing. Like that pop would be loud.
I know. All right. Let's move on to what Andy and I both feel, probably not confidently, but we both feel should be the night 1 main event, and that is going to be the Usos defending the Undisputed Tag Team Championship against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We've talked about this story so much. There's so many layers to this story. Now it's time to pick it.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways this could go.
A lot. A lot.
And I don't know which way they're going to go. Like,
I'm sticking with my pick, what I said last week, and I'm writing it down. I'm going that the Usos retain the titles.
Okay. My thing is...
I know.
Because I picked Cena to win. They're either going to start the night off happy or end the night off happy.
So?
But I don't know, because this story has been too good that you can't not have.
Just because they don't win doesn't mean that we don't.
But it's WrestleMania.
I know.
This is like where this type of story should end.
Or it continues.
And then we're in Edge and Finn territory.
Are we?
I would say so.
Because I felt like that we've been at that for a long time, but yet they still continue to uncover layers and keep us excited and intrigued.
But my argument is the intrigue. Yes, the intrigue has been Kevin Owens and Sami reuniting.
But it's been
partially.
More than that.
Right. That's been part of it. The bigger intrigue has been Jey Uso.
That's true.
And Jey Uso in defeat adds more intrigue than Jey Uso winning. Especially depending on what happens in night 2.
See, I'm not convinced. I almost said it. I am going with the narrative that the Usos are going to win.
Yep.
Roman's going to lose.
Yeah.
Roman's going away, and the Usos are running the bloodline.
Yeah.
And then Roman comes back as a babyface.
I think the whole bloodline goes away for a while.
This has been your hottest thing on TV. You can't totally strip it away.
Solo. Leave Solo and Paul.
You can't but that's totally stripping
it. There's a lot of ways this could go. I
agree.
I could see Solo and Paul I could see Paul turning on Roman at the end of the night with the rest of the bloodline, and Solo's the new guy going forward.
Mm-hmm. And then Roman comes back to face Solo.
Yeah. I could see Jay just walking away. I could see Jay costing them.
Nope.
There's a scenario where I see the entire bloodline retaining all the titles.
For sure.
There's also a scenario where I see them all losing.
Absolutely.
And that's the scenario I think I'm running with.
That is what's so intriguing about this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Is, let's be honest, we're smart marks. We really are.
Yeah.
Like, there's not, both you and I predicted who was going to win the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah.
Both men's and women's, and we picked it correctly.
Yeah. I think last year was the only year we didn't.
Right. So we're pretty good at guessing where they're going to go with a lot of things.
Yeah.
This one right here?
No clue.
Not a clue. Can't wait to see what happens. Not a clue as to where it's going to go.
But for my official prediction, I'm putting it on paper. We've been building this for a long time.
Okay.
It's WrestleMania.
Yep.
It's in Hollywood.
Yep.
And WrestleMania is about moments that we will remember.
Yep.
And we're going to remember Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn holding those championships high in the air, making Kevin Owens a Grand Slam champion. For the finally, we just need Sami to win the
World
heavyweight title. He can be a part of it too. I'm going with KO and Sami.
Okay. And again, I'm not going to argue. The Usos are my favorite tag team of all time. I'm not going to argue if they lose this match because, trust me, it's going to be a moment. And I'm going to be happy about it.
And the match is going to be amazing.
Great. Yep.
Like, so the match is going to be so good.
All right. By the way, if this doesn't main event night 1, it has to kick off night 2.
Right, but here's my thing. Here's why I think it should main event is because nobody's going to be able to follow this the rest of the night.
Right.
Even Roman and Cody won't be able to really follow this because this is going to be the emotional moment.
Agreed.
It'd been like last year kicking off night 1 with Stone Cold and KO.
Right.
You're not or Cody's return.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
The only thing that was going to beat Cody's return is Stone Cold.
Yep.
There's nothing that's going to be able to beat this.
For sure.
Because the crowd's just going to be tired because this is what we've been building to.
Agreed.
This has to be the main event.
All right. I think the Usos win it by pin, though.
I think KO and Sami win by pin.
And I think that we continue the story. Jey Uso gets the pin over Sami Zayn.
I'm going the other way. Sami pins Jey.
Legal tags in the match.
Oh, gosh.
Right? I'm going 12. Because I think you could see a scenario where the Usos
they cut the ring off and have quick tags. I'm going to go for 14.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think we're both too high, but I think it's a good guess.
Probably. It'll be like 2.
Aerial moves plus or minus 1. Oh, my gosh.
Well, you got the Uso splash. Does that count as 2 because they're both?
We would have to defer to Pro Wrestling Scorecards with their results on that because I don't know. I would say it only counts as 1.
Yeah,
but I
probably
don't know.
KO's got the Swanton and the Frog Splash.
Yep.
Does Sami do one?
Nope.
So I think he will. I think he'll do like a missile drop kick or something from the top.
Could.
I'm going to go with 6.
Oh, I'm going to go with 7 just because that was the gut answer that I had.
Was 6?
No, 7. Even though it's really close to what you picked, I'm going to go with 7.
I almost said 7, by the way.
That's funny. Solo Sikoa's interference, you better believe it.
Yeah, I think he does. I could also see Roman be like, nope. They got to prove themselves. They're on their own.
Well, it also depends on, again, where the match is and all that.
That's one thing I'm very excited for is these bloodline segments backstage during WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Especially if they do lose, night 2 is going to be very interesting.
Yep, for sure. All right, the 2 women's championship matches, we're going to go ahead and cover them right now. First one for the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka and Bianca Belair. We talked about this last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
About how this has been less than ideal of a storyline.
The story is this match is going to rule at WrestleMania.
Yes, it is.
That has literally been the only thing.
Yep.
Has that this match is going to be really good. This could steal night 1.
Well, and then 2, on a lot of the live events over the weekend and stuff, Asuka has been beating down Bianca again and again and again.
Yeah.
So we're trying to push the narrative, but
she's not going to be a heel coming into this.
I think it's
people are going to pop for both ladies.
I agree with that for sure.
It's Kana in real. It's like you get to see Kana in real life and on American soil. Like, yeah, you're going to pop for that.
Depends on how she wins, and hopefully she'll be a heel going forward. But I think, I don't know, man. I think Asuka's got to win this.
I think Bianca retains.
Ooh.
I think Bianca retains. I think we are heading to John Cena levels with Bianca Belair as champion.
I can see it. I can see it.
Forget big match John. We got big match Bianca.
I can see it. I just think if you're doing anything with Asuka at all, I think she needs this win.
My thought process, my theory going to this is I think of at least 4 titles that are going to change hands.
Yeah, and you can't have them all change hands.
You can't have all 6 change hands.
Well, I have 2 titles that are not changing hands that you do.
Yeah.
So I can afford.
But that's what I'm saying is like, there's no way
that they all change.
There's no way we're gonna have 4 title changes either. Like even if we kind of.
But if it's split between 2 nights,
it's true. I'm trying to think how many titles switched hands last year. There weren't many titles on the line last year.
So Bianca beat Becky. That was a title change.
Yeah. Charlotte retained.
Brock
dropped his title to Roman.
So that's 2.
The Usos retained.
And then Orton and Riddle retained.
So, not very many. But there was also, no Intercontinental Championship match, no United States Championship match.
Women's tag changed. Sasha and Naomi won.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Man, that was a year ago. It feels like it was like 3 years ago that we're in the company.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Wow. Yeah, I think Bianca retains because I think we're just going to push Bianca as this massive champion. Yep. And I think we're heading to a heel turn at some point with her, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to go Asuka winning the championship by submission. I don't like.
If anybody's going to win by submission, it's going to be Asuka.
It's true. It's true. Match time. This one's getting 15 for me.
I'll say 13.
Near falls in the match, plus or minus 1.
It's like 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4.
There's not a lot, I would say.
No. Asuka uses the mist.
Yep.
Hair used as a weapon? No doubt.
I'm going to say yes. Here's the thing. I also think Bianca's going to be the first person to, like, the mist won't do anything.
Eat the mist and just
and win.
Keep going.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
If anybody's going to do it, it's either going to be Charlotte or her.
That's true.
And it's more than likely going to be her.
Yep. You're right. All right. Let's wrap it up with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Speaking of Charlotte.
The worst story going into WrestleMania.
I disagree. I thought we said Asuka and Bianca.
There is no story there, so it can't be the worst. There's no story. So this one's the worst because there is somewhat of a story, but it's really bad.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Charlotte and Rhea for the SmackDown Women's Championship, a rematch from 3 years ago, WrestleMania?
36.
Yep, 36. I think you have to go with Rhea Ripley here.
She has to win this.
She's got to win.
She has to win this.
Yep. If Rhea's ever going to be something in the women's division, now's the time.
This is, if we had like a lock, my most comfortable pick, the entire WrestleMania card, this is it.
Okay, let's do that.
This is my lock.
This is your lock.
This is my lock.
You're the most comfortable with. I got to pick something different for that.
They could literally see a lot of these other ones going different ways. You can make it your lock too if you want.
I'll save my lock for tomorrow's episode.
Okay. I think I know which one yours is, but
I'm going to draw a little lock so that I don't forget. Okay. Yeah. Rhea Ripley wins by pin. Match over 15 minutes. Yes, but barely. Most near falls in the match.
I'm going to say no for that one.
Okay. Most near falls in the match.
Flair.
Yep, I agree with that. Submission finishers. Prism trap, which is what Rhea does, the
inverted clover leaf.
Yep. Or figure 8. 2.5 is the number. Are we going over or under? So figure 8 means that she has to lock it all the way in.
She has to bridge.
That's only happening one time, I think.
If it happens twice, she's losing.
Right.
I think the prism only happens once. If she wins by submission, I'm going to go under.
I'm going under, yep. Rope breaks in the match. So there's 2 rope breaks right there.
Yeah. I think Charlotte will put in the figure 4, though.
And get a rope break.
Get a rope break.
I'll go 4 rope breaks.
Yeah, I will too. Because I can't think of any other submission moves they might put each other in.
Charlotte Flair aerial moves 2.5 over or under.
I think she hits one to the outside.
She always does.
I think she tries to go for one in the ring. And it's 2.
It's 2.5.
I'm gonna go under.
I'll take the over, just for the fun of it.
I just want the corkscrew. Just give me the corkscrew moonsault, please, because it's beautiful when she goes for it.
All right. That's going to cover part 1 of WrestleMania this year. Man, I'm so happy they do 2 nights of WrestleMania now.
It makes it so much easier to watch.
Yep.
Like, there's no way you could have KO, the tag match, and the main event on the same show.
It would just be super difficult if you're looking at all these matches. Now, I think a couple of these matches would get cut if we were doing one night.
You wouldn't have the 2 Fatal 4-Way tag matches.
I think you would have at least one of them.
Probably one.
Probably the men's.
Probably.
You probably wouldn't have the women's. But I think some of these matches would get cut if we were having just one night of WrestleMania, but it makes it easier to digest. It makes it, and it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know, you have Saturday night. It's like, well, what could be better than Saturday night? Well, let's go try to top it on Sunday night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they used to have that with NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania. But
or any pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they've moved to the 2-night formula.
Yep.
I think it has hurt the NXT takeovers or the pay-per-views.
Very much agreed. I mean,
because Stand and Deliver is at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So, like...
And they even had, like, last year they had it at where the Mavericks play.
American Airlines Arena.
American Airlines Arena.
This year, I mean, they're having it at Staples Center.
Yeah, but, like, there was I think the lower bowl was really filled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the seating, like, the floor seats were really filled, but there wasn't a lot.
I don't think they sold up at the top.
No.
Last year.
I feel bad for him.
Oh, yeah, it hurts for sure.
But you got to build that brand back up.
Yep.
So we'll see. I mean, if anybody can do it, though, it's going to be Carmelo Hayes because this isn't on our predictions, but this is also my lock of the weekend. He is beating Braun Breaker for that NXT championship.
Absolutely.
And if he doesn't, then Shawn Michaels, I'm looking at you. You're an idiot.
If he doesn't, though,
he's coming to the main roster.
He's coming. Whoever loses that match is coming to the main roster.
It has to be. Breaker has to be on his way to the main roster, though.
He has to be the one to answer the open challenge for John Cena.
No. I think they wait on him for a little bit.
Okay. All right. No, I think whoever loses that match is showing up on Monday. Whoever it is.
I think they may show up on Monday. I just don't think they're going to make them U.S. champion right away.
Okay. All right. Well,
because they try to make him NXT champion right away, and ratings.
Right.
So you got to be careful.
All right. That is part 1. Join us tomorrow on this very same feed for part number 2. To make sure that you don't miss it, please make sure that you subscribe to the show. Give us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate it wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it very much. Go check out PBWF on our other feed. Go check out the other episodes we've released this week. We'd appreciate that very much. We will see you back here tomorrow for Mr. Andy York. My name is Chris Belcher. This has been the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast. We will catch you guys down the road.